Hello everybody, welcome back to another pastel painting, and we are going to be using one of the cheapest oil pastel brands on the market today, which is the Pentel. Just find this, there you go. Is the Pentel Arts Oil Pastels. These are the cheapest of the cheap. They're not nasty, but you really do have to work to make them work for you. So definitely not recommended for pro level. Definitely not recommended for pieces that you are going to be selling, but actually they're quite good fun for things like sketching and stuff. So I am doing pre-prep for another pastel painting video, and I thought I'd bring you along as I have a play with these guys. And I think first thing we're going to do is swatch them. So I'm going to show you the colour range that's in this pack. So I've got 2 packs. Don't ask why, I just have. This is the mostly unopened pack that I have, so there's all the colours. And then I have a pack that's already open, which are these. So I'm just going to pop these here. Yeah, I've got my lappies all with me at the moment and just some recycled card. So let me just show you one of these up close. Don't know if it's going to focus. You going to focus? No. But yeah, so they're quite thin, so you don't get a lot really, but then saying that, they're not exactly very expensive, and I'll put the price there so you can see what I mean. So we're going to swatch these so you guys can get a better idea of the colours. We're going to swatch it on this anyway, just because I want to be able to show how translucent and how white and white some of these are. So let's get started. So we're going to start with obviously the white, and we're just going to work our way through. So you can kind of see almost immediately how translucent that is, as it's quite happily showing, not just showing the paper through from the texture, but also showing through from the actual oil pastel itself. So hopefully you can see that. So that's the white. So that's kind of the sort of thing I'd expect. They are very transparent. Gosh, that's yeah, it's not even really putting any colour down, is it, that one? Yeah, I'm not even sure if that is worth it. I mean, it's like, there's the colour for the pastel and there's what you get. Let's hope we get some better colours. The answer will be no. Some of them are also shedding. It's probably coming out better on the camera than it is in person, so. For some odd reason, that is brighter than the white. I have no idea why, but it is a pink. So we're straight into the realms of pinks now. And that is just as bad. And don't get me wrong, if you're thinking about getting your kids into painting and different techniques and things, then this is probably would be good fun, because you can do a lot of impasto techniques with these. But I definitely be wary, because at the same time, this stuff, if it gets into any material at all, is going to be an absolute nightmare to get out. I couldn't even begin to imagine the fun you'd have trying to get this stuff out of a carpet or clothes. As you can see, I'm working on my sofa, so I'm being very careful about making sure that I don't get any of this off the card. So now into the reds. Not really sure there's much difference. I think that one's slightly orangier. Trying not to get bits of this off there. That's a bit more pink, isn't it? And more of a blue red. This one's slightly darker. I am wearing my net camera so you can see what I see in real time. I'm not sure what colour that is, because I would have expected that to be up there with the pinks, but it's not. It's kind of a very pale kind of rose colour. Now we're into purple. That's not a bad colour. It's kind of a mid-tone lavender. This is our red purple. So they have got cooler tones and warmer tones for each colour. So there is some thought there, because you've got your warmer pinks and then your cooler pinks, you've got your warmer reds and then your cooler reds, you've got your cooler purples and then your warmer purples. Admittedly, we then go back to a cooler one, but you do have a variety of cool and warm tones of most colours, which is pretty good. So I'm not going to knock that. This is a kind of skin tone. Again, it's quite translucent. You can see a lot of the colour come through. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, I think you can see that more on the camera than I can see in real life. So that's the kind of goldy, ochre colours. So that's where we're at so far. So yeah, you can see we've got purples, reds, pinks, orange, yellows to white. We've now gone into the golds, and I think if I'm right, it'll be the browns next. Yes, it is. So they've gone for reddy browns, which is slightly annoying because actually I normally prefer more earthy brown colours. I find red browns a little too, well, red, I suppose. And yes, you can see I have a wonderful scratch on my hand, courtesy of Miss Ava, who got herself tangled in the curtain trying to get onto the window seat this morning. So of course, trying to free her from the curtain, and in the process she scratched me. So that's more of the sort of browns I like, a little better, more of the kind of yellow brown rather than a red brown. Same again, not really cool and warm, but if you look at it from the red colours, you've got kind of warm and coolish. We're now heading into the land of the greens. Sorry, not the camera. There's another one of our, it seems the pale colours can be quite translucent, which is a shame. And for some odd reason the yellows are also really translucent. This is a very vibrant green. Probably not as vibrant on there. It's vibrant on the camera, so that's alright. There we go. Going into our more kind of moss greens now. We haven't quite gone into our blue greens yet, but we will. So there's our moss green. It's quite a nice colour. Then we've got a blue green. Not really sure what to call that. Just verd green. And then we've got more of our, we're heading into more of the kind of, that's a turquoise. It's quite a nice colour actually. And then weirdly enough we go back into a kind of warm colour. Is that warm or cool? I'm going to say that's cool actually. Then we're going into some dark greens. So that's more of a kind of pine green. Emerald green, it's gorgeous colour. Love that one. And then that's a warmer version of that one. So you can see that's the blue and that's the warm one. Now we're into the blues. It's a nice kind of sky colour, that one. It looks really, really vibrant on the camera. I don't know why, but it is not that vibrant in real life. It's a lot paler than that, but never mind. And this is another really nice blue. This is more of a forget-me-not blue. That's gorgeous. I like that one. Going into our slightly darker. So these are all warm blues. Now we're going to go into our more cool tone blues. So there's a slightly cooler one compared to the yellow blue there. See, I love the colour of the oil pastel stick, but I don't like it when it comes out on the paper. Now obviously these will come out a completely different colour, well, slightly different colour on white, but not by much really. And I tend to like to work oil pastels on toned paper. Normally I'd use grey, but I didn't really want to get a sketchbook out for this. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to have a play on some of my recycled cardstock. So we've gone 2 cools, now we're back into another warm, so this is like a navy. And that's definitely a warm blue. and that's Out of the Blues. And then we have two colours which I can only describe as gold and silver, but are not really either, because they're not shimmery and they're not glittery, but they are kind of that colour in tone. So this, I believe, is a yellow grey, and then you'll see by the next one, and that's the next one, when they sit together, and they look very much like gold and silver when in the tray, but they're not. So we're just going through the greys right the way through to black. See, that one's quite transparent as well. I just heard the washing machine click, which means that I have a load of washing to go and sort out once I've finished this as well. Oh, house chores. That's actually not a bad colour, that one. Where are we? Oh yes, and the final colour in the pan is our black. It's quite a nice strong black, which is not really a surprise. For some odd reason, when it comes to oil, blacks tend to be really, really pigmented, and they're just a very black. So, right. You can see the state of my fingers. Look at that. That'll be me. Oily fingers. Right, let's get a better look at this close up. Get you to focus, or at least semi-focus. I'm really struggling. There we go. Better? Not better? Who knows? Right. So there is our swatch of all the colours that are in the Pentel Oil Pastel set, and you can see that some of them are a little more translucent than I would like. Certainly we've got our yellow there, and that one there. And these are a little too, well, they're just a little too translucent. They can see too much of the colour of the cardstock behind. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a sketch from a photo I took down at the allotment, just so that I can get some layout and tone and colour for the pastel painting that I'll be doing later today. So let's have a look.